one could save, a shelter, a whole act, a light that died with the night. You and I, we got our differences, yet I thought we were more alike than unlike. Months of rain and chest pain, what's the plan? Heavy breathing, stay insane. Grab my hand. Everything is grey inside this narrow maze. We speak but oh nothing. We run our separate ways. Do you ever think about me? Or are you busy with someone else? You and I, we got our differences, yet I thought we were more alike than unlike. Months of rain and chest pain, what's the plan? Heavy breathing, stay insane. Now grab my hand. Everything is grey inside this narrow maze. Everything has lost its taste. Months of rain and chest pain. Heavy breathing, stay insane. Now grab my hand. Months of rain and chest pain. Tell me what's the plan?
Hey, my little goofballs. Let's get ready to jump into this here. We've got to figure us out like a presentation Main Street entrance area. Our main nerd himself. Yes, I am here. Hello, Ace. Hello, Silver Fox. Jake. Cybers, Spicy Beans. Hello. Hello, all of you. Zoom. Caught this guy at the perfect time. I heard a roar in my headphones, so I paused and I just searched around to see which one was roaring, and it was him. They close their little eyes when they roar. Zoom. Gotta look around real quick, check on everybody. I'm just glad the file's still loading. Like, I just keep waiting to, like, start one of these live streams, and the file's like, nope, you're done. But luckily, I've been spared. He scares himself when he roars. That's why they close their eyes. Aren't you guys still absolutely adoring my oak trees? I love them. We ain't done, not ever. Back to this gorgeous tropical wonderland. Yeah, you guys liking this little park so far? I know they said we can't get too attached to them because, you know, once the alpha is over, or, you know, this is alpha, so if they could implement the next big update and it could break this, I must break you. So, you know, we're just kind of having fun, just taking it day by day. Because, like I said, these alphas, you just never know. You never know. But we've had fun in the meantime, haven't we? But you're going to have to come to the realization that this park will be no more one day. Many of you will probably cry, shed a tear, but it is what it is. Such is the life of alpha testing. All right, so let's just see kind of what I want to do here, what I want to put down. I don't know yet. I want a little Main Street area, but there's not really a. I mean, there's some, you know, we've got pieces, but not really enough to go like SDAN completely custom yet. Hey, what's up, Funty? That's cool. Yeah, some of the devs, they pop in from time to time. Kind of see what we have going on. Always fun when they stop by. It kind of adds adds another little dimension. We can kind of ask questions and stuff on the fly. You know. What was the most broken game you've experienced? Probably. Let's think about this. remember, I didn't have a necessarily broken experience with Cyberpunk because I was playing it on PC. Well, Cybrus, I'm not sure yet. It won't pull up right now, but you know, the in-game photo mode kind of makes it where I'm like I wouldn't be upset if it didn't make it, just because, you know, with hitting F2, there's so much we can, like, there's really a lot of what I do with Ansel, kind of, you can almost make happen with their in-game little suite here. So for me, I guess I would like, you know, it to be Ansel enabled, but, you know, wouldn't be a major game-breaking issue to me if it wasn't. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. Early No Man's Sky. I did get that for the PS4. That was pretty wonky. Hey, what's up, Preston? Wouldn't that be JWE because S-Stan never got a key? Well, technically, remember when I actually bought the game outright, it did, you know, it did what they said it would do. It was pretty. I didn't really have any issues with it, other than not getting a key. Did I ever tell you all that they never gave me a key for Jurassic World Evolution? Like, everybody got a key except me. That was weird. Hey, what's up, Heather? We're talking about all you guys will be shedding a tear when the alpha gets updated and it breaks this save. When we can't come into Tyrannosaur Valley anymore. No, but what they were saying, Heather, is like pretty much they were saying don't get too attached to your alpha parks, but kind of like too late. I'm already kind of attached to this place. They were just saying don't get too attached because, you know, you're probably not going to be able to carry over or access these once the game updates. So, you know, we just have to kind of have fun while we... And, you know, I have no timeline on when... the alpha is going to be over or when they're going to be prepared to move on to something else. So, you know, we could still have this for a long while, you know. It is completely up in the air. I have not heard... I have no idea of what their ambitions are or how long they want to see this in alpha. So we could have a short time, or we could have... I mean, really, it could be 60 days from now, or it could be 6 months from now. So yeah, you know, we'll just kind of have fun while it's going. You know, we got to jump back into some... We have to jump back into some Planet Zoo next week with the new Southeast Asia DLC dropping. And plus, remember, like I said yesterday, Remnant was moving all last week, so he really didn't get a chance to develop Suyana anymore. But he's moved now. He's in his new place, and he's started working on it again. So once we kind of get the Suyana update, then we will probably get in and mess around with that a little bit before we pass it off to Leaf. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I am definitely having a good time with this right now. Maybe we could just do information kind of right here at the head of the, like the little Main Street area. I like the little circular building. Really, really like that. So maybe that's what we could do. I could use some of their in-game buildings, and then, you know, fill in my own stuff, or, you know, whatever we come up with. You know, that actually looks kind of cool, kind of on an angle like that. Hey, what's up, Moonlight? Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Ooh, this is... That gives this place a little bit of identity, doesn't it? Bringing us in a little bit of human presence. Very cool looking clothing outlet. Family restroom. Oh, look at that, guys, with them in the background. Kind of as you're coming up the Main Street area, the information building kind of hides the reveal a little bit. That's kind of cool. Of course, the only question is, I guess we'll take a vote right now with you guys. Should the information building be there, kind of blocking the front of Tyrannosaur Valley? Or should it actually be moved and that viewpoint coming down Main Street, should it be unobstructed? I guess is what I'm saying. That does look... I could even make that tree bigger. Totally leave the view. Move it, says GamerDad. I think so. I think that information, like the information desk, kind of takes up too much of the main little sight line going down through here. You know it? Yeah, let's leave it. We'll do some planters and stuff through here, and maybe do some palm trees like up each side here, like maybe in some fake little planters. I think you're right. I kind of like this being open to these guys, because that's kind of like what you're looking at, you know, right as you come in. Huh. I'm cool with it. Oh, Silver Fox, you big tease. You know what I may be able to even do? Cover some rocks with this, and have like maybe like a good little photo spot or something, you know? And then do some foliage. I like when the rocks kind of overlap the path. Yeah, you know, little kids, they would be all over those rocks, wouldn't they? I would. You know, it actually would be safe too, because a Rex wouldn't risk breaking his ankles to get down. All right, so let's kind of fill this in with some like nice little plant work, you know. Dude, I'm glad we decided to do this tonight, because I know we've been kind of been going hardcore on the habitats, particularly, but it was time to get some of the Main Street area kind of going, wasn't it? Very, very cool. You know, I like that little, kind of like little presentation area, you know? We got a climber. Oh, means you have to stop. Not fun. Yeah, that was like one of my main reasons for buying this computer that I have now, was so I wouldn't get stopped with Planet Zoo. Because that sucked with Planet Coaster, just knowing that you'd reach a point to where like you were going to reach that point of no more no more game time, essentially. And I just knew with the content creation and all that was gonna, I was gonna do when Planet Zoo came out. I knew I wanted to have a computer that wouldn't stop me, like from creating what I wanted to create. So, that cost me. But even with Suyana, I haven't been like stopped really. Probably the hardest, the most taxing park I had ever tried to load was probably Kayan al-Bashar by Poison Blade. That park probably took me 15 minutes just to load into. So that one was tough. But we ended up getting in it. This little area came back fun. Giant millipede running around. Yeah, and P-Blade, like you said, Silver Fox, he's still in that park. Thick ass rope. P-Blade's a peace mastermind, but with that comes the potential of catching your PC in flames. Yes. That's when you know, we were getting kind of nervous with Suyana, because he messaged me one time. He's like, well, let me ask you, do you want to be able to open Suyana again, or are you almost done, or am I last? And I'm like, no, man, you need to make sure that we can still get in that. Bold still has to go. Like, there's still, you know, Leaf, Wyatt Workshop, Doofus Drew. I'm like, there's still quite a bit of people that want to get in that zoo. So yeah, we kind of still, we need it to be open, you know, we need it to be openable. But you guys saw, you know, what he ended up creating. It was incredible, and we were still able to open it, so that was cool. I found out more about the aquatics. They were supposed to be in the beta, but they're going to be added into the full game later. Okay, they were supposed to be in the alpha, but they're going to be added into the full game later on. Gotcha. That will be cool. As Mass Bandit says. Cool. I think Mass Bandit's like, it's like some kind of sick joke to him to kill us in, or try to kill us in D&D every Sunday now. I'm like, dude, you don't have to be like this. I would prefer not dying. Like, I don't want to create a whole new character. I'd rather live. Believe me, it's not going to hurt my feelings to continue on as Thurok. My D&D character is a half-orc barbarian. His name's Thurok. And Mass Bandit's basically trying to kill me every Sunday. we have a D&D session. It's me, Drew, John T, and Duct Tape Forum. And we are in a campaign, and Mass Bandit is the DM. And it's getting pretty hairy. It's not like when we he's not playing nice now. It's not like when we first started. We're having to fight for our lives. Which, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, I don't mind a good battle, but like, we're almost dying every weekend now. Oh no, COVID shut down your D&D. You know, COVID is what kind of started our D&D, because they were not able to play with like their real in life people. And then so they reached out to Drew and I and just asked if we'd ever, you know, have we ever been interested in D&D? Have we ever played? And we're like, no. And they're like, well, we're thinking about starting a campaign completely through Discord. And so they asked if we wanted to just give it a try. And Race Car too. Race Car had to bow out though because of his hockey schedule. He plays hockey in real life. And but yeah, they kind of got us in there and had us all give it a try. And we just got hooked. It was like, I just never knew how fun the role-playing could be. I actually even almost like the role-playing part, like, more than the combat, usually. Like, we're just rolling laughing. We have a really good time with D&D. We play every Sunday, at 8 o'clock. We only missed one Sunday in like the last 7-8 months, maybe. Mass Bandit had something to do. I think it was on Super Bowl Sunday. Maybe his parents were coming over. Somebody was coming over to like actually watch the Super Bowl with him, and that was the only weekend, I believe, in 9 months that we had to miss. And now we've been back on track for about, well, I guess a month now, a little over a month. When was the Super Bowl? I don't even really watch NFL, really. I think the Super Bowl was like a month ago. Well, Sack, they cannot yet. I think that's a thing that's coming because the devs were talking about you kind of get there are going to be as far as the management side goes, there can be penalization if your people do get eaten. So that is going to affect your park rating negatively, of course. So. And they cannot eat in alpha yet. Nate was on a couple nights ago, and he said they're working on that. But that is not coming just yet. But yeah, I think eating the guest, I think that is going to end up being a thing. Have you made a Tarbosaurus enclosure? Which one? I'm only missing this guy right now. We do not. This is the only animal missing. We have all 7 animals. Well, no, actually, no, we're missing this guy too. We do not have a Pseudoceratops, so we have all 6 animals besides this guy. We need a Pseudoceratops exhibit. We've got our Lambos, we've got the Eddies, and we kind of have one more variation of Tyrannosaur we need to put in. So yeah, we're moving right along. This is kind of like the little riverbed area with our Lambiosaurs. Uh-oh, Spicy Beans, you've been on a Warhammer cold turkey. I follow this girl on Instagram that's her thing. All she does is like create and model and paint Warhammer characters, and she is incredible. If you guys get a chance to look her up, hold on, I'll give her a shout out right now. Let me make sure I'm telling you correctly. I believe her name is Claire, but let me make sure. Where is she? She's always popping up in my feed because her little miniatures and paintings are incredible. Yes, Claire Hawken. So if you're on Instagram, I don't know if her profile is private or not. I don't think it is. But her handle is _ Claire, CLAIREHAWKEN_. And she is a miniature painting, like, just awesome Warhammer artist. And her paintings will, like, her little figures will absolutely, like, blow you away. Really, really cool if you're into the Warhammer stuff. Hey, what's up, Basic Builder? Hey, Basic Builder, if you don't care, go ahead and make sure you like the stream for me. I know you usually forget, but thought I'd remind you. Go ahead and take care of that for me. Hey, Alexandra, what's up? Glad you could join us. We're working on the Main Street area of Tyrannosaur Valley. The one thing too that I mentioned to Mal and a couple of the devs is I really wish, like, maybe on the next update, if they could limit, if we could limit the number of guests in the park. Not that it has anything to do with like stress on the engine or anything, because Mao and them tested it, and I think he said it doesn't make any difference how many guests are in the park, like as far as their testing goes. I just mean more from a visual standpoint. Like, I would like to be able to limit it just to not see, because it looks okay right now, but if we leave this running for, like, you know, the next 30 or 40 minutes, they will be absolutely like ants in here on top of each other. So that's kind of what I mean. I would like to limit the guest count a little bit, just so we don't just have them like, it kind of looks like World War Z zombies in here. They're like climbing over each other. There are so many of them. So that's kind of what I mean about limiting the guests. Hopefully we can kind of get something like that going. Still go ahead and get our information center in here. I'll just theme around it really cool. Get some good looking rocks around it and some trees. Trees, please. There we go. That kind of looks better, kind of over there out of the way anyway. You know what would look cool right here, though? I know you guys are going to think I'm like beating this dead horse, but a kind of like the rock work right here with the oak tree. I think that would be a good like little separation point here for information and the family restrooms anyway. You know what Main Street needs, Stan? Some super fancy planters. Yes. Yeah, we're going to do some planters here in just a sec too. Maybe with some palm trees, I'm thinking. Yeah. This game is just so fun to design in. And watch when I put this oak tree in, it'll really put focus on like right down the center here. Kind of like we'll have the apparel building flanking the right, the large oak tree flanking the left. It'll really kind of give you some good tunnel vision going through here, coming into the park. I just want humans to walk up my man-made stairs. Yeah, there's quite a few guests as it seems. Yeah, Cybers, they kind of get piling in here on us. We'll put a nice little fence up right here too. But let's just get some plant work in here. Okay, now let's try my oak tree idea. Yeah, look at this shade this is going to provide. I usually raise it up a little bit. Let's kind of just do that right there, and then we'll get back and take a look. Yeah. See? Now it just kind of... See how it just ties in the middle? Kind of like we have the accents on each side. And we have the shade now. Right on the other side of the bathrooms. Kind of like where you're waiting on your party to come out or whatever. We could possibly even make this a tad larger. See, that's what's so cool about this game too, guys. If you haven't realized, resizing is a thing. So you don't kind of just have to go with the regular, like, the in-game sized object, you can kind of play with it a little bit, which is really, really cool. There we go. That little just pop of shade right there on the path just makes all the difference right here. Very, very cool. A very sexy and seductive play. Alpha. Yes. Oops, is he going to come this way? They should add a water source, which volume size you can change. That way you can make from small fountains to huge waterfalls. You know, we think, Pyro, that they are possibly up to something in regards to waterfalls. They're not quite saying yet, but we definitely feel something is coming. You know, this exhibit right here was my very first ever exhibit, and we've never really went back and have given it really any much proper TLC. So we need to kind of pop over when we can and kind of make sure we get some more detail on it. I just like it when they come down that like little canyon they have in there and kind of make their appearance kind of like in the little show area here. It's always fun. It is a big trash can, isn't it? Sup, Malcolm? Did you see Leaf's waterfalls? Yes. That is awesome. That is old school, like Planet Coaster thinking. That was cool. You know, I almost wonder like where, wonder what I should do, how I can incorporate the nursery. Could it be incorporated here somewhere? As I've mentioned each stream, my game envy continues to grow. Each video and each stream makes me feel a certain way. Yeah, like we were saying, you know, Drew and I, we knew that this was gonna be something different. I think the only lights right now, I want to say Savannah told me was on one of the blueprints as far as the little guest buildings go. Well, we'll take a look in a second. I think she said there were lights on it. But see, we can't go into nighttime yet either, so let's just take a look, and this might be some prime real estate for that. Family restroom, T-Rex. Ah, yeah, there it is, guys. See, the T-Rex Cafe has some little hanging lights. So that's cool. Very, very cool. I like the little outside dining and stuff they have there too in that. I know we're kind of blocking some benches and stuff, but I think it just looks a little too staticky with nothing here. Oh, Jonty just put out a new video not too terribly long ago, too. We need to go check out. It was his, like, T-Rex tower. Looked really, really awesome. Mini Avery has recolorable lights. They're just hard to see because there's no night evening. Yep. Oh yeah, I'll show you the Microraptor area here in a sec. It's one of the natural ones, so it doesn't have the cage. Yeah, Bluefin, I think they mentioned something about that as well. As far as the guests, like, not being able to run into each other. I believe they said that is... Because right now, I think Mal said the guest, they only have, like, there are only, like, 2 different animations for them. So that is going to definitely get beefed up. I love everyone's done their cageless exhibits. Yeah. Don't cage them up. Here's ours. As far as Tyrannosaur Valley goes. There goes one. Sleeping on the bird feeder. You know, Zekin may be doing a Microraptor dome. I know he was doing an awesome dome. I haven't got to see the video yet. Yeah, you can name them. Fresh start. Hey, what's up, Callie? Beyond Wolf? Ooh, I don't know. That ship may have already sailed. I don't know if we'll be back. I don't know if we'll be back in the swamp anytime soon. We may jump back in there. Just kind of depends if I get hit with inspiration or not. The Beyond Wolf Nature Preserve. You know, we could actually... Probably do an actual... See if we can do a caged one. Like kind of on Main Street. Hey, thanks, Fresh Start. S. Dandrew. Will you look at the Asian DLC when it comes out? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll jump back over there when that gets popping. Don't forget, that is next week, actually. The 30th. Actually, you know what? That might not be... Make sure I'm telling you right. It is not Thursday, next Tuesday. Tuesday the 30th, that drops. And we'll jump in and I'll show you guys those animals. Kind of a bummer for me, though, because there's not any planned scenery. And you guys know I am not really a massive, like, animal guy as far as Planet Zoo goes. So that's kind of a bummer. But, you know, we'll see. We'll jump in and have a look at the animals. Maybe we'll put Clouded Leopard in Suyana at some point. There's lots of different things we can get into with those 8. Same. I don't need any of these animals for my zoo either. Yeah, I was really hoping we would get a, just get some kind of scenery package with it. But remember, this is an animal pack exclusive. Hey, see you, Moon. I wish Planet Zoo you could hide the glass in the terrariums. That would be cool. Yep, that would be cool. Hey, at least we have us a little Main Street going now. Remember, this was just an empty field 30 minutes ago. I mean, 8 animals, though. Yep, people are going to get a lot of use out of those. I was just hoping for some scenery. I'm a scenery guy, you know? There's so many people. My second thought when it was announced that I was super disappointed with the lack of scenery. A separate $5 scenery only pack alongside the DLC would make my day. Are there other aviary creatures besides Microraptors? Not yet. Not yet. Whoops, those were attached to all these. We don't have the undo button yet. That's all right. Probably one of the things that pops that I like the most that pops in this game is the shade. Like anything that gets shaded in this game is just killer looking. For some reason that shade just pops it. You kind of get scenery though. As I understand, there will be some animal signs, and imagine what you could do with the billboards. You can make lots of custom posters and carpets and whatever. You know, that can make up, the billboards can kind of make up for the lack of scenery this time. I could slightly agree with you there, because we're going to be able to do some incredible stuff with the billboards, just like in Planet Coaster. Yeah, that's decent. That's a decent way to think of it. Did kind of forget about those. Hey, what's up, Jake? Matt? See, if we had fountains, this would be like a cool little turn. Like if I could have like the jets shoot up in the air, like with some VFX, that would be a cool little feature right there in front of it, kind of like it to the side of the apparel. Alright, Bluefin, enjoy your supper, buddy. I really got to get my hands on the billboards before I make up my mind on them. Yeah, I think you'll like them. I think once you get rolling with them, it'll be cool. I mean, if you have a nice enough texture, you could even do, you could even do like custom walls with it. I don't want people to have to download a bunch of extra stuff to be able to experience my zoo on the workshop. That's going to be your problem with billboards. Remember, just like Goron is alluding to, if you put a bunch of poster boards in your zoo, you have to give people an Imgur link, or, you know, you have to give them a link to the image you used, or it will not pop up in their zoo forum. They will just get the gray blank, they'll just get the gray blank poster board. So that is the downside to that. I'm excited for the water features we're getting in the update. I can't wait to use it on my giant otter exhibit. That will be neat. I mean, I'm interested to get in and try that, see what kind of colors and, you know, see what kind of pop it gives off. The water in this gives a really cool. This is a nice. I like the watercolor in this. I'm hoping with Planet Zoo I can make the water more tropical. Okay, tell us. Yeah, how clear we can go. Yep. All of that. Very, very interesting questions. Very, very interesting. Everyone wants to make it clear. I just want murky green, dirty water for my hippos. Yep. You hear that when you get down near the restaurant? You can hear little, like, glasses and stuff clinking. Cash register. That's cool. Dude, I'd love it too if they gave us the little air conditioning parts too, you know? Like if we get that someday, that'll help, definitely help you like realistic builders. That'll be cool. All you realistic nerds. Dino like. Thank you, buddy. So we speculate in the summer update we're getting custom audio and burrowing feature and Africa DLC with the most requested meerkat, leopard, and white rhino, etc. You never know. I just wonder, like, you know, my biggest speculation, do they continue with the animal packs now? Do we ever get scenery again? Like, how does that go, you know? Like, are they done with scenery? I guess is what I'm asking. Let me know what you guys think. Is scenery over in Planet Zoo? Or is it something they come back to? I think they said there's going to be more scenery. Oh, I have not heard that. I reckon we're going to get African scenery. I hope so. So animal packs aren't going to be the norm, at least from what I think I saw. Joe'd rather have the black rhino. Alright, see you, Gorn. Preston bets there'll be some more scenery. I don't know, it's weird. It's like Frontier just took it a little too extreme this time. Like, we know everybody said, you know, we want more animals. Like, remember, that was the thing. Everybody wanted more animals. But they, like, took it extreme. Like, okay, we're going to give you more animals. We're not going to give you anything but animals. And we're like, no, that's not really what we meant. Yes, we wanted more animals, but not at the expense of no scenery. The hell is going on? We got more animals, but at what cost? I don't know how I'd keep playing without more scenery pieces. Bit dramatic, but I can only use the same wall set so many times. Well, you know, too, Cybers, and that's what got me most excited about updates and DLC, was the scenery. So, I mean, it's like I told you guys, not being harsh, but 8 new animals don't really excite me. I mean, I'm dreadfully sorry to say that, like Harry would say if he was here. Dreadfully sorry. Oh, stop it, Harry. Dreadfully sorry, but that just ain't that's just not Estan's thing. I don't really care about 8 more animals. I care about that new wall set and those new props and, you know? You all should be outraged. They're denying Estan some scenery. How dare they? I guess it's just one of those things where I'm happy for the animal nerds. I hope the animal nerds are happy because I think this pack was because of their outcry of wanting more than 4 animals. And I think that outcry cost me no new scenery. So, you're welcome. Yeah, props are they're the funnest part to me, just to see what the new props are I can design with. We need a middle ground for that. Frontier is not wonderful in middle ground. It's usually one extreme or the other. And I think you guys made them go a little too extreme with the animal wish list, with the animal wantings. And this is what we get. No new scenery. And 8 animals that are going to hold you guys over for like 9 days. If that. I could have given you, with a completely new scenery pack, I could have given you 2 months of new content and Suyana expansions, and you're not going to get 2 months of Planet Zoo out of me with these 8 animals. It's not gonna happen. Not going to happen, folks. Sorry to tell you. Preston said, I'm an animal nerd. Hopefully at least this proves that Frontier is willing to do different stuff with their DLCs. Well, that's true. Me too, Cybers. I'm right there with you. Like, foliage and rock work are my passion now. Absolutely. Still insane in this game that I can select like the same piece and put it in 5 different spots, and you can never tell that those are the same, hardly. That's cool. I can place rocks and trees all day. That's what I'll be doing this evening. Minus right now. I'm eating and studying. Do you see us getting a new staff member? I was thinking maybe an animal costume entertainer. They could go down that road one day. Probably not this time, I wouldn't say. But yeah, I could see little themed entertainers. Hey, what's up, Dyson? I wish PZ had the foliage brush that PK and JWE have. Yes, that is a pretty interesting tool. Big time saver. What Joe is talking about, guys, is if you go to your terraforming tool and just, I don't know, like, look, there's a paintbrush tool in this. So if you need to fill in an area real quick, there you go. So, really, really cool feature. You put the path at a convenient biting height for the T-Rex. Possibly. The problem with more scenery is that Frontier would insist on it be a specific theme. And I can't really think of any building themes Frontier would be willing to add that wouldn't also overlap with an already existing theme. So see, Bluefin is not 100% on board that we will get scenery again. It's like almost like you think if we would have got scenery with this. I mean, I know a lot of people's argument is, well, we kind of already have East Asian scenery, but you know, I mean, could they have expanded on that, or I don't know, but I have no clue. I'm not, I don't think it's too far out there to say our scenery days could be over. But we'll see. You never know what Frontier has up their sleeves, or what they're going to surprise us with. Now, see what I was telling you guys about earlier with the thousands and thousands of guests? I wish I could slow that down a little. Slow that down a tad. It's a hop in place. Frontier sort of done the middle ground with aquariums. We know you all want aquariums, but here's custom billboards until work out a way of bringing in fish mechanics. Yeah, I kind of did fake aquariums in Planet Coaster. See, we already have the big family restroom there. Sad that Frontier don't stream anymore. Even more sad over that Shantae is leaving. Yeah, Shantae was cool. Yeah, you'd think when like all the COVID stuff, with all the COVID stuff that happened, like they would have streamed more. Like that would have been the kind of like the go-to method of communication. Because, you know, like what better thing that could be safely done from home and not actually have to be in the office for. But man, I just that COVID really clammed them up. Like you just get the really corporatized, like safe little tweets now, and there is just there's just like not a lot of heart left in it now, is there? It's like when the COVID thing happened, they just clammed up, and that was it as far as the communication went. And then of course Bo left them too. Remember that was kind of like that seemed kind of like a turning point for the communication department. They went really, really dark when Bo left. So I don't know. Delia's still, you know, I can message her with any kind of question or anything like that, and she always gets right back to me. But that's kind of her job too. She's not necessarily like a quote-unquote community manager. Delia is an influencer manager, so her job is to communicate with the Twitch streamers and the YouTubers, and you know, that's kind of her MO. But the rest of them, I can't even really, I can't name you any of the other. I can only name you Shantae and Delia now. The other dudes, I don't know. I want to say one of them is Jay, maybe. I want to say his name is Jay because he did a really awesome job because he took over the Planet Zoo Twitter duties for like a couple weeks, and it was awesome. But I think they took that back from him. I don't think he does it anymore because now it's just the standard. Just back to the animal facts stuff. So yeah, that just the communication just took a nosedive. It's like Bo like took it out the door with her when she left. And that's really like, isn't that like one of the key things that most people like ask for just in life in general? Like, what's one of the biggest reasons, I guess maybe besides like, you were cheated on or whatever, but one of the biggest reasons for like just normal human psychological breakups, people say, we didn't communicate with each other. There was no communication. There was a communication breakdown. We never talked things through or explained what was happening or like how we were feeling. Same way with games. If we don't feel like there's proper communication happening and we are completely out of the loop and in the dark, it's the same as a relationship. You don't feel a part of it. And I think that's what happened to kind of a lot of us. We just, like, there was no Plan Zoo fam, like you hear them talking about, like the Planko fam. There was a Planko fam. 100% there was. There wasn't a Zoo fam. Hardly. I've got a little bit of a Zoo fam with you guys, like, Bold, Silver Fox, Heather, Cyberus, Drew, Savannah, a couple of you nerds that have kind of started with me in this streaming journey. But it was different with Planet Coaster. I think anybody that denies that is lying to you. I mean, I've been here for the 5 or 6 years, and it's different. I don't even think Frontier, it was not even approached the same way as far as level of community goes. So that's S-Dan's 2 cents. Just is weird title, fun title. Don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here. I've got over 1,000 hours in Planet Zoo, 1,000 plus. But it was different. Planet Coaster was like heart. Planet Zoo was corporate. Like, this is what we're doing. We've got this, and this planned out. And that's what we're going to do. Planet Coaster, it was all just so new. It was like an experience. You just kind of, if you weren't there, you don't know. It hit different. But what are you going to do? Sit here and cry about it? No. It kind of wants to overlap a little bit. thing is, as much as we go at Frontier for this and that, I'm still incredibly grateful we've got a very decent zoo simulation game, which is up there with Zoo Tycoon 2. You know, that's a good point. There were, you know, look how long the zoo nerds waited waited in the shadows for a decent zoo game to happen. So, you know, we kind of got to look at it like that too. It's not all doom and gloom. Sometimes I think it looks cool when there's like little pops of rock and stuff. Maybe like guiding you down this this pathway. Yep, it's not all doom and gloom. Sometimes I just like I said, just a little more communication, just not kind of, you know, almost like being left in the dark until like, you know, a week or two before a scenery pack drops. So I was just telling Line Rider today, I'm like, just to Line Rider's like, do you ever hear from them like between DLCs? And I'm like, you know, no. I hear from Frontier like once every 90 days, which is cool because usually it's like, you know, I'm getting a free key to show off the DLC. So, you know, I mean, I don't need them to hold my hand and, you know, text me and chat with me every day. But no, I really only hear from them around DLC time. But I mean, you know, that's fine. They're not my they're not my best friend. They're not my dad. I got a feeling they're working on something else, to be honest. Did they say they wanted to add 100 animals in the future, or did my brain make that up? No, Pyro, I think that I think what you're thinking of is remember the leak that happened during one of the Frontier live streams? Wasn't it something like a 100 animal roster was spotted, but some of the animals we actually already had? That may be what you're thinking of. Yeah, they did found a way to make rigs and animation for more animals way faster. Yeah, they had talked about that as well. What, you know, it used to, like, greatly, they found a way to reduce the time to make animals. And that's why we were kind of like, you know, then why are we only getting 4 at a time? Like, how long are you planning on this to go on? Remember that kind of discussion we had that was kind of weird? Then we talked about them not being my dad. That was weird. I always forget to exit out of the... That's going to cost me, isn't it? Yeah, the thing is... you know, I don't know, Joe. Both. Can I say both? I would love to see a Frontier designed like aquarium DLC. I'd love it. I need to get Nicholas in here. Drew's probably eating or something stupid, or I'd have him get in here. Nicholas has Lion Rider has a pretty interesting perspective on the way things are happening with Planet Zoo and the communication and all that. I'll have to get him in here on a stream one time, and we'll just chat about it. I think it's a toss-up. Almost too large for a DLC, but not broad enough of a topic for a whole game. You know, that's an interesting point too, Cybers. Like, is there enough want for an aquarium? Are there enough aquarium nerds out there to warrant a standalone aquarium game? I mean, sure, they'd have a lot of, you know, Planet Zoo crossover and all that, but then wouldn't we be stuck saying, why couldn't we do this in Planet Zoo? Like, I would love to have an aquarium in here in my old zoo, and now I can't because this is only aquariums. You see? Do a Take-Two podcast. Yeah, Matt, don't forget, we're going to do that tomorrow, just Drew and I. We're going to have a Prehistoric Kingdom Take-Two podcast, just where we just kind of go over our thoughts, you know, since we've had the game for a little over half a week now, and that's kind of what we're going to chat about tomorrow evening. It's not going to be live, though. We're going to do it as just a regular video, and we'll get it put up. It'll be going here on my channel. Probably Thursday morning, I'd say. There's so much little filling in and detail work we have to do here still, isn't there? I mean, sure, I like aquariums as much as the next person, but I don't think it's that popular of an idea compared to something that could make more money. So the ideal solution would be for them to add a full-on aquarium expansion like Zoo Tycoon did, but what are the odds of that? Probably not good. But that, like I said, I mean, not to just keep harping on Frontier, but that is what is so weird about them. Like, okay, that seems incredibly obvious, right? Like, get us an aquarium DLC. That's what people want. They want sharks. They want whale sharks. What was something else in the back of your minds that was insanely obvious? Go ahead, I'll wait. I'll answer for you. Water parks. Like, how many... Do you guys know over the last 5 or 6 years how many messages I got on why hasn't Planet Coaster added water parks yet? Estan, where's the water park expansion? Are we getting a water park expansion on my fake water park? Did Frontier add a water park expansion? What is this? Like, literally for years that was brought up. And never, nothing, ever. I mean, do you know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars were left out on the table by not designing a water park for Planet Coaster? It's exactly parallel. You didn't give us water parks in Planet Coaster, and you're not giving us aquariums in Planet Zoo. Are you prejudiced against water or something? I mean, what's going on? Why though? Like, you ever see that meme where that girl's holding up her hand and she's like, why though? It's like, I mean, not to meta here and act like, you know, game design is this incredible easy feat that, you know, I mean, sure, people could say, well, all right, Dan, if you're so good at it, you go make a water park game. I mean, I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying, why? Like, you're a multi-million dollar gaming studio with 600 employees. One of your programmers can't figure out water parks or aquariums? I mean, hell, you give Lion Rider enough tools, he'll make us an aquarium mod. And he's just some dude sitting in his basement in Rhode Island. I'm not talking about a damn, you know, $100 million game studio with 600 people employed. Damn. Oh, look, what's up, Savannah? Speaking of Planet Zoo nerds, look who walks in. Savannah Banana. The problem is these game studios have gone from full-fledged expansion packs to smaller bouts of DLC. And, you know, Bluefin, I mean, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Do you want to do 2 expansion packs over 2 years and make X amount of money? Or do you want to do like 8 DLCs and make more money over said 2 years? You know? I mean, it absolutely can just come down to just a business decision. Well, the building, I'm just not versed enough, Savannah, to like really like start plopping down respectable buildings. So what I did was I've went in game for right now, and maybe when I practice with some more of the pieces, I may start like adding my own custom buildings to the little area here. So, you know, we'll see. But I still think the little Main Street area here come out pretty cool. Wait, did the music stop? Hold on. There we go. I wonder if Frontier's plan all along was to bring Planet Coaster to console. I don't know. Good question. I bet you that was pretty lucrative for him. I got that question a lot as well over the 5 years. Is this coming to console? When is this coming to console? That came up a lot. I definitely got that question a lot. Where are we going to get water parks? Is this coming to PS4? S. Wolf, will you marry me? It's just all kinds of... I get all kinds of weird questions. You know how it goes. Well, Thyson, as far as I know, he's still around. He's still around designing for Frontier. He follows me on Instagram, and I see his stuff every once in a while. Old Spoiler Sam is still around. Be probably working on Planet Coaster 2, if we're totally honest. S. Wolf, will you shut the hell up? You know, normal everyday questions. Yes. Now that's usually Drew. I get that from Drew like once a morning. And I'm like, you messaged me. I don't even talk to you. You know what, guys? Next question, though. I know I'm not really in the business of removing oak trees, but with those peaks in the background, let's just go ahead and do it and just give you guys a look. Would having the peaks in the background look better than having that oak tree there? Hold on. What do you think? Did you like did the tree make that area look more mysterious? Or do you like seeing the larger exposed peak back there? You prefer the tree, Joe? I kind of think I do. The tree just it gave you something to kind of stare at, you know, it drew your eye down Main Street. I think you're right. Savannah, I like the tree. Oh yeah, you're right. Tree looks better. You know what though? All of that could slide over a little bit, because that might get to like that might get to some of our OCD. There we go. That's a little better. Thanks, Matt. You remember when the Frontier roadmap got leaked in 2019? They had PC2 and JWE scheduled. But with this as competition, I don't think a JWE2 would even sell compared to this game. I don't know, if they coincided with one of those movies, there are a lot of, especially with JWE 2 having the power to come out on console, whereas this will not, probably anytime soon, or at least at first. There'd be huge, yeah, there would definitely be demand for JWE 2. I mean, I doubt I would get a key for it, but the demand would be there. Oh, I know, Savannah. We need that. This little grayed out undo button. We need that. Pretty eyes. This would be a really cool path right here, because look how many of them you could see standing here. You've got that one, and if you spin around, you've got these guys over here. That would be a popular path. What's incredible about Prehistoric Kingdom is it's still on alpha. The game isn't getting released until 2022, so there's loads more stuff, features, etc. the developers can add. Yep. The only thing Frontier would need to actually add would be another reptile to add the aviary and let the mods take the game away. Well, the mods are making good strides in that game. It's crazy that this game has been in development for over 6 years. I know, and especially when you go back and look at some of the iterations over these past 6 years, it's like a completely different. I mean, we probably whatever they did, we wouldn't even be, if this was the one of like 3 or 4 years ago, I don't think you guys would be sitting here watching this. It wasn't this style of game. And now we're sitting here with this alpha March 2021, and this is just incredible that this is alpha. kind of put that little wall up right there to maybe kind of hide the operation buildings. I remember watching Jonty play this a long time ago. Yeah, he linked the video to Drew and I a couple weeks ago before all this came out, and I never even knew. I mean, I didn't know he covered it, and sure enough, he was in here playing this. Yeah, way long time ago. I think Jonty played this like before the pandemic hit. And I'll have to ask Drew. I'm going to be, I'll have to ask him tomorrow. I don't remember when this first caught like Drew and my's attention, unless it was a tweet. It could have been a tweet that they had sent out. And I had noticed it, and I had sent Drew a message, and I'm like, have you seen this Prehistoric Kingdom type deal? And then we had just started keeping up with it ever since. I'm going to be honest, I was one of the naysayers at first. I thought it was far too good to be true, and that I would just have to actually see it to believe it. And now I am amazed. You know, Cybers, Drew and I had a lot of naysayers. Not necessarily like you, like telling us, like actively, saying this isn't, what you think it is. This is not going to be. Yeah, Drew and I were hit up with that a lot by just random people. And it ended up being, it's blew mine and his expectations completely out of the water. We're going to talk about that tomorrow too, like the expectations compared to, what we thought it was going to be, to like trying to, cap hype and not get everybody really worked up. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. I just realized I saw it somewhere. Isn't the developers of Prehistoric Kingdom working on their own zoo simulation building game? Yes, they are working on Simply Zoo. I think it's called Simply Zoo. Some of the developers are working on. It's like a little standalone zoo game that they're kind of just doing, kind of messing in their spare time. I haven't got to check it out very much, but yes, that is true. So, maybe Cybers and them have hope one day that this ends up being an animal crossover one day, which Lion Rider was saying that could absolutely be a possibility someday. That this right here could house regular animals one day, modern animals. Could you imagine? I wasn't actively trying to dislike the game, but I wasn't blown away by the concept. But now I see it as more of a builder that happens to have dinosaurs. I kind of fall into that camp too. I mean, it's like, and that's why, I'm not discriminating against animals like with you Planet Zoo nerds. I'm discriminating against dinosaurs too. I'm not really that big on dinosaurs necessarily. Of course, I will say I found myself watching dinosaur documentaries lately. Like one I just started watching, and I have a couple of them on my let me go to my history real quick. I have a couple of them on my watch later. I I watched a documentary by this channel called Pixel Boom, and it is Tarbosaurus, the mightiest ever, and it's like 50 minutes long. I watched Most Realistic T-Rex Ever Developed. That is by Dead Alive in HD. That is about a life-size recreation of a Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen that went on display at the Chicago Museum of Natural History. Watch that. I've kind of been messing around a little bit with some dino documentaries. When Dinosaurs Ruled, the quote-unquote the real Jurassic Park. That was a neat one. That's about an hour long. But yeah, you know. Oh, evening, Drew. Sup? But yeah, so I will tell you this, the dinosaur stuff interests me more than the wild animal stuff typically. I know that may be like heresy, but the dinosaurs, if I am going to pick a game that I'm more interested in, like the actual creatures, dinosaurs hands down. They just seem just like more my cup of tea than the animals. Back a couple years ago, I was super into wolves. I'd sit on my bed and watch documentaries for hours. That's cool. Sometimes you just fall into stuff like that. Like, what was I super into a couple years ago? Like, no matter what, if it was something about it on TV, or I had to be glued to it, or researched it, or the Titanic. I was like big like into the Titanic and everything about the Titanic like 2 years ago. That was my thing. Like, find all the information I could about anything and everything to do with the Titanic. Sometimes you just fall into that stuff. Now, like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I looked up a Titanic video, or like when, like, James Cameron or one of them, like, rode a submersible down to it. That was a strange phase for me. Hey, what's up, Caden? What's up, Race Car? Race Car, did you ever get your S-Dan Wolf magnet yet? I know I'd sent that to you like 8 months ago, but I hadn't heard you mention anything. Like, don't you deliver your own mail? Like, why don't you have that yet? Do you deliver your own mail, or does some dude that just has your route where you live deliver yours? You just wanted to be painted like a French girl, didn't you, Estan? Yes. Paint me like one of your French girls. You should have walked it up here. Yeah, I could have drove you that damn magnet by the time the Postal Service gets it to you. Oh, thanks for popping in, Leaf. I'm glad I'm the last thing you think of before you go to bed. Gady. I'm honored. Well, we started a main street. The guests are absolutely terrified of this piece of path. And, yeah, that's kind of what we've been messing with this evening. Got like the little opening, like a little photo spot here for when the wildlife wants to cooperate. I deliver over on the east side, but funny enough, my hockey friend who also delivers mail delivers on my route. That's cool. Oh, what am I, a Canadian now? I mean route. Forget do not tell people I said route. What the hell is all this about? Route. Delivers on my route. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Root, eh? Guests won't walk on perfectly good paths, but will climb up mountains. I love it. Yeah, you know, I'll have a guest like swinging from the rafters up here of the clothes building, but they won't walk right here. Except her. She's brave. And kind of looks like Drew without a beard. Hey everybody, Beyond Drew TV here, and I am leaving this zoo. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to me getting lost in this crowd. Ah! And that lady had on cheetah pants. I don't mind the guests clip through each other in the heavily populated paths. I don't mind that either. If it means breaking the damn game where, like, you know, we cannot even function in the zoos or in our zoos here, I don't care. Let them run into each other. Not that big of a deal to me. I don't care. Stan Wolf, do you see PK developers adding in the final game animations of the dinosaurs attacking, eating guests if you release, or the dinosaurs escape? Yes, they talked about that being a consequence if you do not properly secure the habitats at some point. So I think that will be a thing. I think there will come a time where the dinosaurs can eat the guests. So as far as the management side of things go, you will have to watch out for that. I got to get some work done. This is right about the time where Bluefin's going to say, does anybody realize he hasn't placed a piece down in like 30 minutes? Yep, they will hold it against you if your patrons start getting eaten. They're lethal at 8 months, and I do mean lethal. I can't believe Drew and I never had a Jurassic Park movie night. What a tool. Sometimes I don't even have to build. I like just zooming around and just watching my guys here. Sometimes zooming around, you find different things you've left out or can kind of improve upon. Like right now, they could technically, they could walk out of here. Maybe not if that water's too deep. But just in case. I'm not the one to say that. Just check and see if you're still here, Bluefin. Doing a Bluefin check. Seeing if you're paying attention. You dingus. Yeah, Matt, they said that they are not even like focused on that right now. I think Nate may have even said that that's not even entered into the discussion, which is a good thing. They said they are completely focused on, hey, you stay back. They are completely focused on the core gameplay. So yeah, that is definitely can be we can take that as a good thing. They're not even thinking about the DLCs and stuff yet. I just wonder if PK is going to be hit with the deal, kind of like kind of like Simply Savannah says a lot, like, why didn't this come in the base game, or why don't we have this? That's what I'm wondering if PK will face like a lot of games do. Why wasn't this in the base game? This should have been day one. You know, no matter what it is, it'll just be like, why wasn't this here? I'm sure you'll have that to some extent. Why didn't we get 189 dinosaurs at release? Bullshit. You know what? I'm just going to stop studying. My brain's fried. If you can rename guests, I'm going to rename one after myself and purposely have her get eaten. Well, remember, this game's launch will be an early access launch. Yep. Man, could you imagine, like, when all you guys get your hands on this, what you'll come up with? If they do this right, this game is going to make them and Critivo an absolute fortune. Won't it? I mean, there is going to be thousands and thousands. I mean, doesn't the planet, even if it gets a little bit of Planet Zoo attention, like the Planet Zoo Reddit has like 50,000 members. That's just the Reddit. I mean, not saying this game will do this, but I mean, just look at like Valheim come out of nowhere, sold 6 million copies. 6 million sales. You know? I started to become interested in prehistoric life, and it ended up becoming an addiction. It's very interesting to try to understand and recreate the incredible animals that lived on Earth before us. It is. Some of it can just be mind-boggling. And it's funny, like, how all the little niches and stuff you can get into. Like one of the videos I was watching today, just the opinion that people have as far as, like, tyrannosaurs go, and not having lips or having lips. And I don't know, guys. I think the dude that was on there today explaining why he thinks that tyrannosaurs had lips all kind of boiled down to teeth being the tyrannosaur's like most important asset. And they think that something like their teeth would have to be protected. And their teeth being protected wouldn't mean necessarily having them exposed outside of their mouths. So that was his strong case for they think the teeth thing was a hyper cinematic Jurassic Park type of thing, when in reality a lot of scientists and paleontologists, they believe that you did not see the Tyrannosaur's teeth exposed. They had lips, and their teeth were inside their mouths. So that was he was going back and forth at it with this dude, and that was pretty interesting. So, you know, find out all kinds of weird stuff, don't we? But anyways, guys, yeah, it is almost 10 o'clock. I know time flies when we're having fun. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Should have a Prehistoric Kingdom video coming out in the morning where we overview all of this. Of course, the main street won't be a part of it. But I forgot with the actual video people, when we did the speed build, I never did the little part at the end that I usually do where we just go over everything we built. So I'm going to put a video out in the morning. It'll just be an overview of what we have done here so far, and minus the main street. And so anybody that has not been able to catch up with the live streams will still get to see what mischief we've kind of been up to here. So anyways, you little dino nerds, I will jump on out of here. We'll roll the little outro, say bye, and be nice to each other. Please don't forget to smash the like button for me, or I will start an OnlyFans and make you subscribe to it. So that's your incentive to go ahead and hit the like button for me. And yeah, don't forget, we got a Take Two podcast tomorrow. I will not be streaming, so Silver Fox, Basic Builders, Cybers, Bold, all of you guys can Valheim to your heart's content. And we will be back possibly live on Thursday. We're just going to have to see how the week shakes out. But tomorrow I will not be here in your living rooms, on your iPads, or on your laptops, or on your phones. I will actually be filming a podcast with Drusif that will go on the channel Thursday morning. So anyways, guys, yes, I will be jumping on out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Shank you. See ya.